Well, howdy from suburban Jessup. It's New Year's Eve and we haven't seen each other since I think sometime in April. It's been a long absence and I apologize for that. We're going to try to get some videos posted on a regular basis now, hopefully like once a week if we can. I want to thank everybody that's contacted me and let me know how much you enjoyed my videos and that you wish I'd do more. So anyway, we're back. Like I said, it's New Year's Day or New Year's Eve in suburban Jessup. The rain's been falling since late last night and it's pretty mushy out there. Probably through most of this video you're going to hear it. But anyway, what we're going to do today is I posted a towel ring that was made from a Claydon's knot. Claydon's knot, okay? And so anyway, I've demonstrated this several times in different places, but I had a lot of people asking questions on how to do it, so I thought that'd be a good start to the new video series. So we're going to do a Claydon's knot today. It's made from 7 pieces of 1/4-inch round bar stock. You can make them from 5, 7, 9. I've never tried to make them out of an even number. I just kind of like an odd number, and I think most people do like odd numbers. But anyway, that's what we're going to do. So let's get down to cutting the stock and talking about what we need to do this and things like that. Okay, now due to the magic of video, this is the one that we're going to make. Okay, I've already made it. We've already shot that part, but I wanted to be able to show you this as we started out. Let's talk about length. I've read everything from 10 inches to 12. Okay? All I'm going to say is, to me, size matters. Okay? This is 11-inch pieces. This is 12-inch pieces with a piece of 3/8 rod put in the ends, bundled up. Okay? I have a hard time welding this. Okay, I have a hard time getting it bundled up, and I have a hard time welding. Okay, it wants to go cattywampus. You don't have a lot of forgiveness here. Okay, I've tried heating them up. That it works a little better if you heat it up, relieve the stress. But I have a hard time with doing it with 11 inches. I've never tried it with 10 inches. 11 is bad enough. So I wanted to show you what 11 looked like. Okay. Well, all right, this is done with 12-inch length. Okay. Bundled up. Got 3/8 rod in the center of it. Bill F. did a amplifier demo on these years ago, and he talked about in his demo, he talked about tapering a piece of 1/2-inch rod and putting it in here and then forge welding. My trouble is, without these 1/4-inch rods being tapered, I never could get a nice smooth forge weld. I couldn't. So I find it easier to take the piece, forge weld it together, and then preferably this a little bit longer, kind of like these, and then I make a scarf on that, and whatever bar stock or whatever I need, I forge weld it to that. Okay? If you're not that good at forge welding, you can make them, but they just don't look the same if you make them. Okay? So we're going to lay that back to the side. So this is 12-inch. Okay? And it's even spacing. This is even spacing. Okay? I prefer 14. Okay? Even spacing. Okay? So they start out as 14-inch rods. Now this is 14-inch rod with uneven spacing. Okay? This rod length here is shorter than this rod length here. The nice thing about this, and I'll post a picture of the towel ring holder. I guess that's what you call it. I don't know. It holds towels in a ring. But anyway, when I twisted it, it's uneven. It's shorter here than it is here. And you've got more twist down here, and I kind of like the look of that. So you can leave them the same, or you can leave one side longer than the other. Okay? So, now I'm going to show you how to make the pieces in the vise here in just a bit. Okay, all I'm going to cover right now is the length. To make them centered, I measured from here to here, and that's about 1.5 inches. Okay, between these, let's use this piece. About 1.5 inches between this bend and this bend, center to center. Okay, so to make that in the center, the first thing we want to do is we want to check the length of our bar. And we're at 14 inches. Okay? So let's just slap that up here. Okay, let's just take off 7 of them. 7 bars. Put them up here. Now, hillbilly math. Okay, 14. Half of 14 is 7. Okay? I'm not going to argue about that. So if we take 7, now like I said, that's 1/2 inch. From that bend to that bend, is 1.5 inches. A 1.5 inches is 3/4. So let's take 3/4 from 7, and we have 6 1/4. So we want to come up here with these bars up against here and down. We want to find 6 1/4, and we want to go across all 6 bars. And then, this is your short side here, because you're 6 1/2 here, you're 6 1/4 here, plus your 7 plus 3/4, so you're 7 3/4. Okay? So this is your short side here. So take your chalk, and at the bottom of these pieces, mark them good with chalk. Because when you go over there to the vise, you need to be able to remember which one's the short side. Okay? So I hope everybody understood that. So we're going to go over and we're going to make little bit pieces. Okay? What we've got here is, I've already pre-bent 6 of our pieces. And I'm going to bend the 7th one now. I just didn't want to put you through having to watch me bend 7 pieces. Kind of like watching grass grow. So anyway, I've got these 6 laid here, and I've got my first one. Now this is 14 inches. So I stick the short end to my vise right here. So now we're going to bend that over. Now once I get it to 90, I'm going to take it, if you can see from there, you'll see that these jaws taper down on each side. So I just take that and I hammer it down to where it's on that jaw. Okay? I can't begin to tell you what angle that is. Not even going to bother with it, okay? All I know is that I come down and I hammer that down onto that jaw. Now I take the bottom piece. That's important. I take the bottom piece and I bring it around and I come right just off about 1/4 inch, about the same thickness as the material I'm using. I get it straight up and down. I put that in the vise. Now, I come down, same thing, Okay? Now I take that and I sight down it this way to make sure it's straight. It's a little off. So we're going to put it in the vise. We're going to go like that. Okay? So there we are. Now we're going to check that against our first one. We need to adjust it just a little bit. We need to take this way just a touch. And we're not building a rocket ship, we're really not. Let's take this one this way just a little bit. Now let's check it again. I think I got them upside down. There we go. And there we go. I'm happy with that. You can see that. I'm real happy with that. Okay? I always check against the same one. Okay? That way we should be reasonably close. Now, let's get to the tricky part. Let's get to the part of interlacing. Now, as I said earlier in the video, Bill Epps did a demo of this on amplifier, and Hans Pito, and I hope I got that right. He did a demonstration years ago, and I had run across a how-to in a newsletter, and I can't find the newsletter now, and I don't remember where the newsletter was from. But Hans Pito, he used rings, and I tried that, and it was just awkward for me. And Bill Epps talked about using hose clamps, I believe, and I think that's where I got it from. And I like using hose clamps. So let me worm this one all the way out. I've used it to get those other two that we seen earlier together. So I want to wheel this one out, and then we'll get started. I've got a total of 4 hose clamps. I don't really know what size any of them are. I suppose I ought to get you some kind of rough idea. I'd say this is probably a 3-inch from the looks of it. And these are probably a 2-inch from the looks of it. Okay, a 3-inch and 3 2-inches. Now, when you do this, the first thing you want to make sure is if you've got 2 different length ends, you want to make sure that all your ends, short or long, are where they should be. Okay, I think that one's reversed. These are close enough, I don't think it's really going to matter. But if you've got different length ends, and sometimes I make them shorter on one end, just because I like the way it works out. Let's turn these 2 around this way. See what we got. No, we had them right the first time. Let's turn them back around this way. And let's put this one here. Turn it around. That looks better. Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got them all faced the same way. Now, I'm going to lay them down right here. I'm going to start hooking them together. Just like this. Going around. Hope you can see that. Okay, we're just hooking them around. Now, we got 6 of them. Here's where the tricky part gets to be. You want to get those like that. Just like that. Okay? Now you want to take this one, and you want to come up, bring the bottom one up from the bottom, stick it through here, and then twist that up. And that's all there is to it. Okay? Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Was that good enough? This is what it looks like. It's what your bundle looks like right here. We can add it from the end. Okay? Now, we're going to take this, we're going to slide it in from this end. Then we come up here, we take the bigger one, we come in from this end. We're going to slide this one down a little ways, just like that. Okay. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to get that one about halfway down, and I'm going to start cranking that in. And one thing I do try to do is I crank that in. So I try to keep everything relatively even. Because you're pulling from one side of the hose clamp. Okay? So I just kind of keep rearranging everything and trying to keep it even. You just keep working. Go ahead and work this one a little bit. And keep cranking that in. Bunching together, they're pretty bad. I don't like it when it bunches together like that. See if we can get those separated. See how these four are real nice right here, and then these three here are just kind of bunching up. We want to try to solve that. Just keep working. That's all I can do. We're getting there. Okay. Now, one thing you can do at this point, okay, is you can bend these. Okay, because right now you're at a, especially with the 14, that's what I like going with the 14. At this point, you can take these and you can bend these out. Okay. I like to bend about 1.5 inches or 2 inches of it out. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get us a bender of some sort. This is high tech. We're going to use a piece of pipe out of an old bear cave. You come up here, bend that a little bit out. Let's go to the next one. Bend it out a little bit. Go to the next one. Bend it out a little bit. Go to the next one, same thing, out a little bit. Now with the 12-inch, you have a hard time doing this, you really do. You don't have a whole lot of room to do this with. don't want to bend them a lot. Just a little bit at a time. One at a time. You can see what I'm doing there. I'm just taking that. And I'm bending that out. One more. Face it toward me and bend it out. Okay? You can see that. That's going to make them nest a little better. So I come up here and I choke them down some more. Now I'm about to run out of screw on my big hose clamp, so let's get a couple smaller hose clamps. If I remember to show you later on, I've got a box over there that I carry with me that has hose clamps, marbles, horseshoe nails, ball bearings, all kinds of stuff in it that I use when I demonstrate. It just keeps it in one nice box. But anyway, I'm digressing. So I'm going to take the littlest one I can find that'll fit, which I believe will be this one right here. Maybe we'll crank it in just a little bit more. See if that'll go now. There we go. Okay, so I've got the smaller one on there now. So we're going to take that bigger one off, move it out of the way. I'm going to slide that down now if I can. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Got an awful, there we go, an awful lot of tension on it. Okay, slide that down to about where I've been. Now we're going to crank that on in. We're getting there. Okay. Now I want to try to get those evenly bunched if I can. You can put a small piece of 3/8. That's what I did on the 12-inch one. I put a piece of 3/8 or even another piece of 1/4 in there. These I'm just going to bunch up. I'm just going to bunch them up. There it is. Okay, there it is, just bunched up. Now, we got the other end. We're going to do the other end the exact same way right now. There they are. Fairly well bundled together. Okay. So, we're going to fire up the coal forge and we're going to weld this. Like I said, I'm going to take the MIG and I'm going to tack the ends of this and then we're going to weld it. We're going to forge weld it. Okay. Got our Claydon's not started. Like I said, now we're going to take a break and we'll get a fire going and we're going to forge weld the ends of that. Okay. Okay, so we've got our fire going and it's a clean fire. If there's any smoke coming, it's coming from around the sides. We've got our piece, we've got our ends MIG'd because we cheated. That's what you want to call it. Makes life a lot easier. Now if I'm demonstrating in front of a crowd, most of the time I'll put hose clamps on it. Sometimes if I got nothing else I'll put wire around it. But like I said, it makes it a lot easier to just tack weld those ends, and you don't have to fight it that way. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it in the fire. We're going to bring that end up to a red heat. We're going to wire brush it and flux it. See what we got. Okay. Now we're going to take that, we're going to bunch it up. Before we do much of anything, we're going to bunch it up. Okay, now we're going to wire brush that. Now we're going to flux that. Try to get all the flux down in the cracks and crevices all the way around it. Down inside there while we're at it. Send down inside there. Don't get carried away with the flux. Just get a good coating. And put it back in. Here we go. All we're doing is tapping and setting that well. Okay? Now we're going to wire brush that. We're going to put it back in. Now when we weld that, we're going to weld it here on the stem, okay? That way it kind of holds it. I've got a sledge block sitting over here out of view. You can't see it, but we're not going to use a sledge block. We're going to use our stepper anvil, because not everybody has a sledge block. See how that holds that? Now we're going to water brush that, put it back in the fire again. Going to do that section one more time. Notice we haven't put any more flux on that right now. Round it up. You got a high spot right there. Okay, now we're going to water brush that again. We're going to take that. I'm going to work that down in there. Now if you can see that, we've taken and we've forged that in a little bit more. You can see that. There it is. Now we're going to switch to the other end. Look, we've got it fairly even. We're going to heat it up and we're going to twist it. One more around here. somewhere. There they are, right there. For things that are round, not square, I've got this pair of channel locks here. There's vice strips here. They're a little rusty. But they'll clamp on that and they'll twist it. We don't have those set, so we're going to have to see where we're at. Now we want to go clockwise. Now that bottom bent more than the top did. So we're going to stop, we're going to switch in. So you can tell that the top bit more than the bottom. So we're going to switch ends. And I don't know if you noticed or not, I don't know if you could see it in that camera or not, but when we took that clockwise, it also took and opened those bars up to where they were against each other the rest of the way. Okay, let's try that again. Goal here is to try to get them lifted evenly. Same thing. We're going to call that good. Now, what we want to do now is we want to try to get that lined up straight. Because she kind of got a crook in her right now. See what we got. If you look at it, kind of got a crook in it. We're going to heat her up and see if we can get her lined out. We'll put it in the vise and we're going to play with it just a little bit. See if we can get it where we want it. Switch ends. Keep that hand up. Now let's see if we can do this. Yep, there we go. Not bad at all. Okay, there it is. Step back a little bit. Now, one thing you'll find with this, it's like everything else, it's a matter of taste. You may want to twist yours a little more, you may want to twist yours a little less. It all depends on what you want. After you make 2 or 3 of them, you'll get to where you can experiment with them. This is about where I like mine. Maybe twist it just a little bit more. Like I said, you get a little better, in my opinion, you get a little better twist in the gas forge because you can heat it evenly. Well, here's our Claydon's nut all cleaned up, but I just wanted to give you the basic idea of how to do it. So anyway, that's your Claydon's nut. Like I said, it's a matter of preference, personal preference, how tight you make that, how loose you make that. But like I said, when you twist that clockwise, or depending on how you've got it, but when you twist that, it makes it spreads that out and makes it real nice. I don't know if you can see that from the end or not, but it really does make it. And it makes a nice centerpiece. It's something different from the usual basket twist. Okay? So, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I'm glad to be back. We'll see what we can come up with for you next. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you do, like it and share it, and pass it on to people that I'm back to making new videos. I'd appreciate it. And in the meantime, we'll think of something else, what we're going to do next. And y'all have a good New Year. Be safe tonight. Don't get carried away tonight. And we'll see you hopefully in about a week and a half. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Stay safe. Bye.